Hi folks, Charly Shelton here, Zippity Doodad for Destination here at Universal Studios Hollywood to enjoy some of the treats from Butterbeer season. We're going to try all of the Butterbeer treats here at Universal Studios Hollywood. Then we're going to head around the corner to Florean Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor, which has just recently opened, to try all of the ice cream flavors. Join us. So we're going to be trying all of the different Butterbeers, and here they are. Wonderful, thank you so much. We've got hot Butterbeer, cold Butterbeer, and frozen Butterbeer? Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so for Butterbeer season, we're going to start off right with our Butterbeers. This one is the original, the cold one, and, you know, it's kind of chilly out today, looking like it might rain, but I'm sure cold is still the way to go, probably. That's a classic. It's an old standby. I've had that probably 200 times. When I came to the press preview of this, before there was anybody here, they just made up a whole bunch of them, and I drank probably 4 or 5, and they're very, very sweet. And then I went and got on Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, and I was sick for a day. So if you're going to have 5 of these, that's your day. Don't go on a motion simulator right afterwards, but you'll have a good time with the Butterbeer. So this one is butterscotch soda with the cream on top. They also do a frozen one, which is kind of a slushy variant. This is really good in the summer. So this one is a little, I don't want to say waterier, but like the ice comes through more. It's less of a punch in the face with the syrup. It's more about the slushy of it. And I've had this one on like a hot summer day, and it's more refreshing. This one's a little, because it's so sweet and so syrupy, it weighs you down a little bit. But this one refreshes you a little bit more. So like, you know, it almost quenches your thirst, almost. But it is chilly out here. It's looking like it might rain. And I know on a day like this, hot Butterbeer is the way to go. Of the 3, I think this is probably my favorite of the Butterbeer drinks. So, whoa, going cold to hot was wrong. Smaller sip. Still very hot, very fresh. Wow, that hurt. This is, I think, like a butterscotch white hot chocolate. You know, like it's not so syrupy. It lends itself more to a hot drink like this. In the same way, having like a cold chocolate soda would be a little new. Having a hot chocolate is great. This is the same thing where like butterscotch kind of lends itself to that hot drink flavor. So I think of the 3, this is the best one. I'm glad they're doing it all year. Even in the summer, like on a summer night, having one of these is great, but like especially at Christmas time, watching the magic lights on Hogwarts with your hot Butterbeer in hand, like that's the magic of Christmas right there. So here's all 3 of them. Tried them all. We've got more Butterbeer to jump into. We've got a couple of things from here that I've never tried. So this is going to be brand new to me. From Honeydukes, we have Butterbeer Fudge. I haven't even read the menu description on this. It's double layered. It's really thick. That's hearty fudge. That's really hearty fudge. It doesn't so much break down as you just decide when you want to swallow it. That's really thick, intense fudge. Not a huge fan of the texture. The flavor is sweet and nice, but I wouldn't be able to really pick it out as butterbeer, especially alongside all the other butterbeer treats that we have. I wouldn't be able to pick that out as butterbeer, but it is sweet and light is the wrong word, but like a very bright sweetness. You know, there's nothing roasty or anything. It's not dark like chocolate. It's a light sweetness because it's like, you know, cream colored on one side and orange on the other. So it's a very light sweetness, but it is very, very sweet. I think, to be honest, that's probably not my favorite thing of butterbeer that I've had. But, you know, it's definitely an option if you're into fudge. We have another option here. This is the Butterbeer Pot de Creme. This is available inside 3 broomsticks. And I've seen it on the menu forever, and I've actually never tried it. So I have the tiniest, cutest spoon in the world, and we're going to give it a shot. Oh, that's lovely. It's butterscotch pudding, but it's really nice. Mm. Okay, so this has a little bit more of the butterscotch flavor to it, but it's still not overwhelming. You know, it's not smacking you in the face. I think we've really had like the two extremes of like butterbeer. The cold butterbeer is so intensely syrupy and sweet, whereas this is sweet but not as intense. It's kind of in the middle, and then on the other end with the fudge of it's sweet, but I don't get a lot of flavor. So it really like it depends on how butterscotchy you want it to go. Um, this is the nice middle of the road option. This is not too far one direction or the other, and it really is just like a thinnish pudding, thin-ish. Like it's not runny or anything. It still sticks, but it's not as thick as I was thinking it could be, which is nice. This is exactly what it needs to be. This is really pleasant. Alrighty, let's move on. Okay, let's jump into the ice creams before they melt too much. These are all the ice creams from Florean Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor. They're all soft serve. We've got 10 flavors here, so let's just dive in. We're going to start with Butterbeer, which I'm revisiting. If you haven't seen my other video where I had the Butterbeer ice cream, I know I love this. This is the best application of butterbeer flavor out of any of the ice creams around, or out of any of the butterbeer applications. Mm, okay, that one I know is lovely. If you haven't seen my other video, I'll tag it right up here. Let's move on. From the top, we'll go to vanilla. I mean, this is kind of the base of all the other ice creams. It's good and it's light and creamy, and if I hadn't had anything else, it would probably be fine, but like I've had it with the other flavors. So now I know how much better it can be than just the vanilla. So chocolate I have not had. This is all new from here on out. Mm, wow. I wasn't expecting it to be like chocolate enough because it's just a little swirl of chocolate on top of vanilla ice cream, but it kind of has that Wendy's Frosty where it's like not full chocolate, but just enough. It kind of meets in the middle. Mm, it's very light. It's a light chocolate flavor. That's nice. Um, I still like the butterbeer better, to be honest. Orange is up next. Now, my favorite, probably my favorite thing I've ever put in my body in my entire life is called Energon. It was a drink that was here on the lower lot when Transformers opened, and I bought an annual pass just so I could come in and drink Energon, and I was here like 4 times a week. Um, so any kind of orange cream that they can bring back if it gets me close to Energon is welcome. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, so it's not like Energon, but that's a really fruity orange. It's not just, you know, like an orange Fanta flavor. Like it tastes like a lollipop, like an orange lollipop with like that extra fruitiness to it. I don't know how to describe it. It's not any distinct fruit other than like there's orange, but then there's just like a tropical fruit flavor behind it almost. And I don't know where that's coming from, but it makes it interesting. It makes it more interesting. Okay, so we did all that. Next up, Granny Smith apple, nice and bright green. Hmm. Okay. Um, that one's a little lacking, to be honest. It doesn't really hit me as apple. It just kind of tastes green. Um, it's just green flavored. Like it's not my favorite out of all these. And I have 3 more green ice creams to go, so let's switch it up a little bit. We're going to the next green ice cream. This one is mint. This one's really light too. But like not light like the chocolate was where it's like splitting it and taking the edges off. It's just seems like there's maybe not enough of the mint. Like it's so light, it's barely discernible. Um, yeah, I think that's not my favorite either, which is too bad because mint sound like it would be really nice. Okay, toffee apple. I have had this one before in the other video. Again, go watch that. But there's toffee on the bottom and apple on the top, so that's how they make it. This one's great. The toffee is fantastic, and there's an entire toffee nut ice cream here um, that's quickly melting on this chilly day. Um, the toffee is really good, and it kind of brings that apple to life because it's not quite apple, but when you combine it with the toffee, it's just enough of a suggestion to get apple. Um, like it's really just combining the two flavors, but it's kind of what the apple needs. It needs another note to reinforce the idea that it's apple, if only by contrast. So I like the toffee apple. Not a huge fan of just the apple by itself. All right, next up, banana. I love the banana ice cream they have over in Minion Land, and so hopefully it's the same thing. Mm, it tastes very. You know what? That it's that fake banana flavor that smells exactly like King Kong's breath from what used to be the big King Kong. Had the banana breath, and this tastes exactly like that smell. So this is a nice trip back in Universal history. So that one's really nice. I enjoyed that a lot. Next up, pistachio. I'm not a fan of pistachio, either as a nut or as a sweet. Um, I don't think it belongs as a sweet. Oh, I was wrong. That's really pleasant. It's almost um, a little almondy. Like it doesn't taste like the green nuts. Um, but it also doesn't taste like that weird perfumey spumoni stuff. Like I don't like the only time I've encountered pistachio sweets is in like spumoni or spumoni cake, and it's just not for me. This doesn't taste like that. It's not that perfumey floral weird pistachio. This is a little heartier. I don't want to go all the way to savory because it's on ice cream, but it's something. Um, that's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I've been a little disappointed by like apple and mint, things that I really thought were home runs. And the pistachio that I didn't think that was going to be good at all ended up being fantastic. So here I am being wrong. All right, last up, this one is what is this? Toffee nut. This is the toffee nut, the last one. Um, so if I had had this one first, I probably would have enjoyed it. But having it with the apple brings that fruity fun to it. I think it's better with the apple. Like the apple isn't great, but as a toffee apple, it's really pleasant. And the toffee is only okay, but in the toffee apple, it they balance each other out. So I really think the toffee apple is the way to go if you're leaning towards either of those. So that's everything. All right, so we are going to do a side-by-side taste test of the two kinds of butterbeer ice cream. We've got the melting remnants of the new soft serve, and we've got the original butterbeer ice cream, the hard pack. So I've had this one several times, but never side by side. So, oh, this one's starting to go too. That's a lot easier than it usually is. Okay, that one is sweeter. Yeah, this one is sweeter, but like more butterbeer syrupy sweeter, whereas the soft serve is a little more creamy forward. Like it's not punching you in the face with sweet syrupy sour or sweet syrupy butterbeer flavor. It's just kind of creamy is the main note, like the ice cream, and then butterbeer is a complement to it, as opposed to this is just butterbeer in a cup. Rather than drinking it as a liquid, you're eating it as an ice cream. And I think because butterbeer is already so syrupy and so strong, having it a little diluted and a little more cream forward, I think is a better application of the butterbeer flavor into another sweet. So if you're trying to decide between the two, the hard pack or the new soft serve, definitely go with the new soft serve from the Florean Fortescue ice cream inside of Honeydukes. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We have enjoyed everything here at Butterbeer season. It's on now at Universal Studios Hollywood. Florean Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor is also open. You can come and try all of those every day that they're open. And if you haven't seen my other review video, again, I've linked it up there. We'll see you next time.